In this podcast episode, Joe Rogan and Tucker Carlson delve into a wide range of topics, such as the influence of power, the rise of podcasting, homelessness, the Grateful Dead, the 9/11 controversy, and the responsibility of the media. Tucker Carlson begins by discussing his initial skepticism towards UFOs and how his perspective shifted in 2017. He mentions his encounter with a Department of Defense employee who shared information about the reality of UFOs, leading him to explore the topic further. He emphasizes the importance of questioning conventional beliefs and being open to alternative explanations. The discussion then shifts to the nature of these UFOs, with Carlson suggesting that they may be spiritual or supernatural entities rather than extraterrestrial beings. He highlights the historical belief in spiritual forces acting on humanity and questions the government's relationship with these phenomena. Rogan brings up the possibility of advanced government technology being responsible for some UFO sightings, citing the development of anti-gravity propulsion systems and secret military programs. Carlson acknowledges the existence of classified technology, but raises questions about the origins of these phenomena and the purpose behind their interactions with humans. The conversation touches on the idea of UFOs as potential accelerators of human technological evolution. Carlson speculates that these entities may be guiding humanity towards a new phase of existence, possibly involving the birth of artificial or digital life forms. Carlson expresses concerns about the secrecy and deception surrounding UFOs, particularly in cases where individuals have been harmed or killed by these phenomena. He questions the government's motives for concealing information and emphasizes the moral implications of withholding such knowledge from the public. Rogan expresses concerns about the potential dangers of artificial intelligence, particularly in the context of a sentient artificial intelligence that surpasses human capabilities. He discusses the rapid technological evolution and the possibility of AI becoming a godlike entity with the ability to control or even extinguish humanity. Carlson agrees with the potential risks associated with AI and emphasizes the importance of considering the impact on people's lives. Both Carlson and Rogan share their experiences with hard work and discipline. Rogan talks about his background in martial arts, which taught him the value of dedication and effort in achieving success. He highlights the importance of focusing on improvement and staying committed to a goal. He also emphasizes the benefits of challenging oneself through difficult tasks, such as intense workouts and sauna sessions. They both agree that pushing oneself to overcome obstacles can lead to personal growth and mental resilience. The conversation shifts to the topic of sauna use, with Carlson sharing his daily routine of using a wood-fired sauna. He explains the physical and mental benefits of sauna sessions, including improved circulation, detoxification, and stress relief. Rogan expresses interest in the sauna hat, which helps regulate body temperature and allows for longer sauna sessions. They discuss the importance of finding ways to mitigate stress and promote overall well-being through activities like sauna use. Rogan reflects on the negative impact of excessive digital experiences on mental health. He mentions the case of Michelle Dow, who was raised in an apocalyptic cult and had limited exposure to movies and television. He highlights the contrast between the Amish community, which has lower rates of autism, and conventional American teenagers who are constantly engaged in digital media. He questions why the link between digital exposure and mental health is not a prominent topic of discussion and suggests that asking questions and exploring unlikely theories is essential in the scientific process. Carlson criticizes the tendency of some individuals to use science as a shield to attack those who question certain narratives. He argues that true science requires open inquiry and the willingness to ask questions, rather than blindly accepting established beliefs. He also highlights the dangers of ideological capture, where individuals adhere rigidly to a set of beliefs without considering alternative perspectives. The conversation delves into the dynamics of power and how it can corrupt individuals in positions of authority. Carlson discusses how individuals in power often prioritize their own interests over the well-being of others, leading to dishonesty and manipulation. He emphasizes the importance of truth and integrity in all aspects of life, including politics and journalism. Rogan and Carlson explore the connection between creativity and honesty, particularly in the field of comedy. They discuss the importance of originality and authenticity in creative endeavors, highlighting the pitfalls of plagiarism and dishonesty. Carlson shares insights into the creative process and the dedication required to produce meaningful work. The conversation touches on the role of the media in shaping public opinion and disseminating information. Carlson reflects on his experiences as a journalist and criticizes the current state of political reporting, noting the lack of integrity and objectivity in many news outlets. He highlights the importance of critical thinking and independent analysis in evaluating media narratives. Carlson expresses his belief that honesty is crucial when discussing one's agenda. He criticizes individuals who claim to defend free speech but actually have a hidden agenda, such as promoting neoconservative politics. He emphasizes the importance of being honest about one's beliefs and intentions, even if they may be controversial. The conversation shifts to the case of a black nationalist socialist who is facing legal repercussions for expressing his views on foreign policy. The individual is accused of spreading Russian propaganda and faces charges of defrauding the U.S. government. Carlson questions the motives behind the charges, suggesting that the individual is being targeted for speaking out against the mainstream narrative on foreign policy. The discussion touches on the recent tensions between the U.S. and Russia, particularly regarding the situation in Ukraine. Carlson highlights the role of U.S. foreign policy in provoking conflicts with Russia and criticizes the Biden administration for escalating military aggression. He points out the dangers of demonizing individuals who hold dissenting views on foreign policy, emphasizing the importance of protecting free speech. Both Rogan and Carlson agree on the importance of admitting when one is wrong. They discuss the liberating feeling that comes with acknowledging past mistakes and changing one's beliefs based on new information. Carlson shares his personal experience of being called racist and white supremacist, reflecting on how such labels can be used to silence dissenting voices. Rogan expresses his concern about the lack of compassion in left-wing politics, particularly in relation to the issue of homelessness. He criticizes the government's approach to homelessness, highlighting the profit-making schemes behind homelessness initiatives and the lack of effective solutions. He points out the hypocrisy of claiming to be compassionate while allowing people to suffer and die on the streets. Carlson shares his experience as a Grateful Dead fan, recounting his first concert in 1984 and his love for jam music and acoustic genres like bluegrass. He reflects on the power of music to bring people together and the resurgence of acoustic music in recent years. Both Rogan and Carlson acknowledge the impact of podcasting on modern discourse. They discuss how podcasts have provided a platform for open dialogue and diverse perspectives, challenging traditional media narratives. Carlson praises the long-form nature of podcasts, which allows for in-depth conversations and genuine interactions between guests and hosts. The conversation touches on the importance of engaging with different viewpoints and having open conversations, even with individuals who may hold controversial or unpopular opinions. Rogan reflects on his decision to invite guests like Alex Jones, despite facing backlash and losing sponsors. He emphasizes the value of listening to diverse voices and understanding the reasons behind their beliefs. Throughout the podcast, the importance of human connection and genuine interactions is emphasized. Carlson recalls his upbringing, where shared meals and conversations were central to family life. Rogan reflects on the value of face-to-face interactions and the impact of technology on social dynamics. They both agree that meaningful dialogue and personal connections are essential for fostering understanding and empathy in society. Carlson expresses his skepticism towards the official narrative surrounding the events of 9/11, particularly the collapse of Tower 7, which he believes resembles a controlled demolition. He questions the justification for keeping classified documents related to 9/11 hidden from the public, suggesting that there may be ulterior motives at play. The discussion also touches on the role of the media in shaping public perception and holding those in power accountable. Carlson criticizes the New York Times for its complicity in disseminating government propaganda and serving as a tool for those in positions of authority. He highlights the importance of the media in acting as a check on power and ensuring transparency in governance, a role that he believes has been compromised in recent years. The conversation shifts to the concept of evil and its manifestations in society. Carlson reflects on his own experiences in the entertainment industry, where he witnessed unethical behavior and exploitation of power. He acknowledges his own shortcomings and past mistakes, emphasizing the ongoing battle between good and evil in the world. He notes the prevalence of secrecy and deception in government and media institutions, which he views as symptomatic of a larger moral decay. The discussion continues with the Watergate scandal, where Carlson highlights the role of unelected federal employees in orchestrating the downfall of President Richard Nixon. He points out the irony of Nixon being the most popularly elected president in American history, only to be ousted by a group of individuals from the CIA and FBI. Carlson questions the motives behind Nixon's removal from office and suggests that the bureaucracy was the real power behind the scenes. The conversation then shifts to the JFK assassination, with Carlson mentioning a conversation between Nixon and the head of the CIA, where Nixon claims to know why JFK was killed. This revelation hints at deeper conspiracies and cover-ups within the government. Carlson emphasizes the importance of transparency and accountability in government actions, especially when it comes to sensitive matters like assassinations and surveillance. Carlson delves into the concept of weak leaders being susceptible to evil influences, highlighting the dangers of individuals in positions of power who lack strength and integrity. He argues that evil often preys on the weak, using them as vessels to carry out nefarious agendas. He stresses the need for strong, principled leadership to counteract the influence of evil forces within society. The discussion then turns to government surveillance and the erosion of privacy rights in the digital age. Carlson criticizes proposed bills that would allow federal law enforcement to compel service providers to hand over data without warrants. He highlights the hypocrisy of government agencies claiming to protect citizens while engaging in widespread surveillance and data collection without proper oversight. Carlson reflects on the qualities of true leadership, emphasizing the importance of love and sacrifice for the people one leads. He suggests that a leader must be willing to die for their principles and the well-being of their constituents. Carlson challenges the notion of conventional leadership and calls for a return to values of selflessness and dedication to the greater good. Despite the challenges and uncertainties facing society, Carlson expresses optimism for a better future. He believes that positive change is possible through a collective effort to demand accountability and transparency from those in power. He remains steadfast in his commitment to upholding democratic values and advocating for a more just and equitable society.